Hello, time travelers, and welcome, new time travelers. As always, if you enjoy learning about historical events, then don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. Without further ado, let's get into it. Today, we're going to start out in 1755 when Marie Antoinette, the Queen Consort of King Charles XVI of France, was born. In 1889, North Dakota was admitted to the Union as the 39th U.S. state and South Dakota as the 40th. 1917 is when the British issued the Balfour Declaration, a statement of support for the establishment of Palestine as national home for the Jewish people. It was made in a letter for Arthur James Balfour, the British Foreign Secretary. In 1930, Tariff Macken was crowned Emperor of Ethiopia, taking the name Haile Selassie. Now, 6 years later, in 1936, the British Broadcasting Corporation officially launched its first television channel, which was also the world's first regular TV service. On this day, in 1947, American aviator and filmmaker Howard Hughes piloted the Spruce Goose, an 8-engine wooden flight boat intended to carry 750 passengers on its only flight of 1 mile. In 1949, the Netherlands and the Republic of Indonesia signed the Hue Agreement, an attempt to end conflict over Indonesia's proclaimed independence. The following year, in 1950, Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw, who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1925, died at the age of 94. 10 years later, in 1960, in a landmark British trial, a jury ruled that D.H. Lawrence, Lady Chatterley's lover, was not obscene, thereby allow Penguin Books to be published. The work is in its entirety an expurgate version had previously been released. In 1963, South Vietnamese President Ngo Dinh Diem was killed in a coup. 1964 is when King Saud of Saudi Arabia was formally deposed. He was succeeded by his brother Faisal. In 1983, U.S. President Ronald Reagan signed a bill designating the third Monday in January as a national holiday in memory of Martin Luther King Jr. Speaking of presidents, Jimmy Carter, recipient of the Nobel Prize for Peace in 2002 and Democratic former governor of Georgia, was elected 39th President of the United States on this day in 1976, narrowly defeating Republican Gerald Ford. 1988 is when a computer science student named Robert Morris released his first computer worm into the internet. Meant as an experiment, it brought some 6,000 computers, 1/10 of the internet, to a halt. 2000 is when the first resident crew, including 1 American and 2 Russians, arrived on the International Space Station. Our final event happened a year later in 2001. The last issue of the daily newspaper, the Atlantic Journal, is published in Atlanta, Georgia. It is absorbed by the Atlantic Constitution, which will henceforth be published as the Atlanta, Georgia, or Journal Constitution. And with that, we return to 2024 and our current history. Now let's head into the animal kingdom for our 81st animal kingdom. Meerkat parents train their offsprings to hunt scorpions. They will bring back dead or almost dead scorpions back to the younger ones so that they can practice killing them without getting stung. Now let's head into the science lab for our 81st science fact. Electrons might live forever. Scientists have estimated the minimum lifetime of the electrons is about 6.6 to by 1,028 years. This is 66,000 yada years. Since this is about 5 quadrillion times the age of the universe, even if electrons didn't live forever, they may as well do. If anyone understands anything about that. Now, granted, I like science, as much science as the next person, but I don't understand that math. But then again, I never did well in math. So, there's that. And as always, if you enjoy learning about historical events from around the world, then don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. I'll see you all on the next one.